everyone, I'm Keisha Charmaine and I'm back, and this video is for women, period. I want to say this video is for women who get yeast infections or women who get bacterial vaginosis, but the reality is statistics show that about 3 out of 4 women will get multiple yeast infections in their lifetime. And bacterial vaginosis is the cause of the most vaginal symptoms. So these are real issues that most women will deal with, period. So the video is for women. This video is filmed on Halloween, so I thought I'd throw on my carnival wings. Yeah, festive. Now there are several different symptoms that a woman may have that can indicate that she has some sort of infection, like a yeast infection or bacterial vaginosis. Discomfort, itchiness, and irritation. The color may be off. If you don't go to the doctor to get diagnosed, you may think you have a yeast infection, but you really have BV, and vice versa. A pretty clear indication as to which one you have. More often than not, if you have a yeast infection, your discharge may be clumpy. Although, keep in mind that discharge, the consistency of it will be different depending on what part of your menstrual cycle you're at. If it's abnormally clumpy, you may have a yeast infection. If your discharge has a smell, or I should say odor, like a fishy odor, you may have bacterial vaginosis. A lot of the other symptoms can be applied to both yeast infection and bacterial vaginosis, but those two symptoms are the distinctive ones. I'm also happy that I finally came across boric acid suppositories. It's the most simple solution. I don't know why that's not at the top of Google searches. So this works for prevention, but it also works for a cure. So I definitely recommend NutraBlast Boric Life suppositories with their test strips and the applicators. It's a complete system that will save you a lot of discomfort. So when I was about 19, 20, I suffered with multiple yeast infections, and it was very difficult, you know, getting the hang of having to change certain lifestyle habits that I had and figuring out how to treat it. Initially, I would set up a doctor's appointment, have my doctor confirm that I had a yeast infection, and then have them tell me to go to Walgreens and pick up some Monistat. Eventually, it was to the point where, okay, I don't think I need to go to the doctor. I can just go buy the Monistat. And then eventually, mind you, 19, 20 years old, I was in college. Sometimes it came to the point where I don't have that money for that Monistat. I need to go to the doctor and have them prescribe me something, because like at college, pretty much all your doctor bills are paid for in your tuition, room and board and stuff like that. So I took advantage, and they would prescribe a pill called flu. It's right here. Okay. And that would knock out the yeast infection. I was not in college, maybe I was home for a break or something, and I got an infection. It was really, really irritating to have to either pay for, you know, the copay to go see a doctor, or pay for the Monistat. It was really annoying, and using Monistat in itself is a pain on its own. But I was consistently doing research on how to prevent it, even though that wasn't always working out for me. I was also doing research on how to cure it naturally. There are a bunch of natural solutions. Some are such a pain, like for instance, some will tell you to soak a tampon in yogurt, plain yogurt, no sugar added, and insert that in your vagina, and that'll help. Just the sound of that, it just sounds like a pain. Like, and anyway, also happy that I finally came across boric acid suppositories. It's the most simple solution. I don't know why that's not at the top of Google searches. Boric acid suppositories. It's been the most pain-free, easiest solution ever. Mind you, I probably discovered that when I was like 20 years old. So I haven't dealt with yeast infections since then, okay? You may know that something that causes yeast infection is antibiotics. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but I am getting over sinusitis. My last couple of videos, they're heavily edited because I coughed a lot through the filming of those videos. My sinusitis had gotten worse. I had to go to the emergency room. A pain. But I was given antibiotics. Before I even started the antibiotics, I remembered, oh, antibiotics are known to cause yeast infections or BV, right? I had that in the back of my mind. About a month ago, NutraBlast reached out to me to try out their feminine health products. So I already had some boric acid suppositories on deck. So I had that in mind. Okay, if I'm gonna start taking these pills and if I have any symptoms, I'm gonna pop, not pop, I shouldn't say pop, because pop sounds like oral. This is not oral. Suppositories, you have to insert it vaginally. So I decided at the first sign of any symptom, I'll use it, and I know I won't have any issues because I already know and trust that boric acid is a really great solution for vaginal symptoms. So I did start to get a little discomfort. I'm like, this feeling is familiar. I used one that night. The next night I used another, and I think I used it a third night. And then after that, I was perfectly fine. I nipped it in the bud. I didn't get any full-on whatever it was that was trying to come on and bother my life. Here are NutraBlast's feminine pH test strips. So basically it's a strip. You can take a Q-tip and get some of your vaginal juices and rip off a piece of the test strip and rub it on the strip. And basically it'll show you if your pH is currently normal or if it's abnormal. So this is what you want to use if you feel like you have an issue. And I recommend to test daily so you can see your progress. And then once you're safe in the normal zone, you can stop. Although there is a recommended amount of days to use it. The bottle says 7 consecutive days. I find 7 days to not always be necessary from my past experiences using boric acid. However, if you have a severe case, you may want to use it for more than 7 days, and you may want to use it twice a day. You want to insert it twice a day. And also, you want to wear panty liners with it. So that is my easiest, all natural solution to curing and preventing BV and yeast infections. My wings are trying to fly away from me. So here's a suppository applicator. You just put the pill inside the applicator. You can insert it standing up or you can insert it laying down, whichever feels most comfortable for you. And boop! And it's really that simple. And remember to discard the one that you used because that's gross. You don't want to reuse it. And the pack comes with 15. So I definitely recommend NutraBlast Boric Life suppositories with their test strips and the applicators. It's a complete system that will save you a lot of discomfort. Mind you, I told you when I was like 19 and 20, I had these issues until I learned about boric acid. And once I learned about boric acid, I knew how to cure it. So I was good. However, the reason why I didn't get it again until I took the antibiotics is because I changed certain lifestyle habits that kind of encourage infections. So here are some healthy habits you can implement to help prevent BV and yeast infections. Number 1, your underwear. Stick to cotton. It's safe. They're cute. They come in all different types of colors and designs and patterns and things. Stick to cotton. It's just best for your yoni. I also recommend that you minimize the wearing time if you're wearing thongs and G-strings, especially G-strings. G-strings, you're more likely to get fecal matter on your underwear, which can quickly travel to your vagina. You guys know anatomy. Your anus and your vaginal opening are pretty close So limit your wearing time of those. Make sure you clean well, front to back. And the reason why you're doing front to back is so that you're not bringing anything from the back to the front, okay? Keep it dry down there. So if you're going to the gym, you sweat, it's normal. When you come home, if you can't bathe, at least change your underwear, at least. You know, if you're going swimming, going to the beach or whatever, put on some dry bottoms. Don't eat too much sugar. Now that was the thing for me. I am a sugar, I don't want to say I'm a sugar addict, that is a stretch. However, I do have a sweet tooth. I'm a girl who loves cakes. I love pies. I know it doesn't show, but I love cakes. I love pies, donuts, ice cream. Candy, not so much. If it's there, I'll eat it, but like that's not anything I'll typically crave. But I will crave cake. I will crave pie. Pudding. Banana pudding. Ooh. Limit that. Stay away from that. Avoid fragrances down there. You don't need perfume down there. If you're internally clean, you'll have a healthy scent. If you're gonna wear like really tight jeans, I would try to limit how long I'm in those jeans. You know, I know I'm not alone in this. You know, you're out all day wearing your tight up jeans, and then you come home, first thing you do is put your keys down. The second thing you do is take your bra off. Third thing you do is take off your jeans. I know I'm not the only one. Oh, am I? Alcohol and smoking. Now, remember, I was in college, you know. That might have been it for me. I went to a party school, New Albany. Yeah, I don't party much anymore. I'll just put it like that. And lastly, probiotics. Probiotics, you can take those as far as supplements, and you could also get it in your food and your beverages. Kombucha, that's a fermented beverage, and you can also get fermented foods like pickles, sauerkraut. I'm not a fan of either of those, but I like kombucha, and I love kombucha actually, so that's my probiotic beverage of choice. Yogurt, I try to stay away from dairy as much as I can, so I don't typically go for yogurt anymore, but like I said, kombucha is safe with me. Okay, and here's a bonus: don't douche. But do I need to tell you that? I feel like that's a known thing by now. Like, everybody knows don't douche, right? Why don't they still sell douches? I guess people are still buying them. Don't douche. So that's it. These wings are getting annoying. Thank you so much, NutraBlast, for sponsoring this video and for giving me these right on time. You guys knew I was gonna get sinusitis. So you guys knew where I was gonna get antibiotics, so you knew I was gonna need my suppositories, and you guys helped me, saved me a lot of discomfort. I was already uncomfortable coughing and being all stuffy and stuff and barely being able to breathe, which is why I was at the ER. Okay, I'm rambling. Let me save my breath. Thank you so much for watching. Love, light, and locks.